This has been the shed I've always stored vehicles in. It's a 40-foot shipping container, and I've got a 40-watt solar panel on the roof up there. I would show you right now if I parked the ute close to it, but it's just a 40-watt solar panel, and I've got the wires, and I'll take you inside and I'll show you. So I've got a couple of quad bikes in here of storage. I did have 2 cars in here, but I've only got 1 car in here now, sold one. But I've put a couple of quad bikes in its place, and they've both got batteries. But I'm actually going to show you today. I really need to take these keys in my pocket. I don't really want to leave them around though. And what I've done is, you see the power cord is just an extension cord, and it runs along the wall there. And it comes down to here. I've got a cord here, an end of it. And today, with a bit of luck, if I can try and use a couple of pieces of this wire to hold it in place so I don't have to bend down, what I'm going to show you is how I've been charging car batteries for years for free and never had a flat car battery yet. This was my old solar regulator I've got, and I ripped the wire out of it. Because I've been moving it around over the years. Hopefully you can see that properly. The wire snapped off, and these ones here have all starting to break away. So I've got a new solar regulator ready to back up to batteries. So I've got the new one here, and I've got it wired up. Now these work pretty simple. What I might do is sit it over here so you can see it properly. And I'll put this GoPro camera on. And yeah, make sure you don't hit the car like I just did with the strap. I've got this cover on it, and I've got another soft cover over the car too. And also I have this board here because I've got a whirlybird in the roof. And once I caught it leaking once from where I siliconed up where I put the whirlybird, and over time the heat shrunk the roof, and it's put a bit of a dip where the whirlybird was, and it allowed the water to get past the silicon, and the water started leaking in. So to go back up there and re-silicon it and redo it, this was years later after I'd already done it, and then I re-siliconed it, and I did try and jack up the roof too. So anyone that thinks that, that idiot, he should have just jacked up the roof to push the roof out, well, unfortunately I've tried to jack up the roof with a big jack and a steel bar, and it pushes the roof up, but then you get to a point where it's so dangerous that it puts so much tension on the pole of the jack that, it could fly out any minute. So what we got is, I've got my tools here. I've got electrical tape, because when you're doing this stuff, like, we're not going to need this stuff up today, I don't think, but I've got some crimps here, just in case I need it. Down at the side, and we've got our cable. Now this cable's live at the moment. This is live here, so we don't want to touch the ends together. And what this is I've got the solar panels up there. Whoops, we don't want that to slide either. And how it works is, I've got 2 solar panels on the roof. They're 40 watts, 2 20-watt panels together, and I've got them fastened down in the roof, and I've got straps and stuff on the container because it gets full sun every day. And this gets powered through this extension cord I showed you here not long ago, a couple of minutes ago. And what you do is the green one here is earth. So we hooked the earth up. Already pre-wired this up before I even brought it up here. And the red one's power. Right. So I've got them both in there. And you won't have nothing come on or anything, because it's not working at the moment. But what we've got to do is we want to use electrical tape for the terminals. So I want to try and get some around just the black tape, like as long as it's, you know what I mean? I just don't want them 2 terminals there to touch. And I've used this for well, several years now. like this. I've never had a flat battery in a car ever. I'll rotate this around on the car batteries, you know, every probably 3 weeks. And I've got 2 big batteries here. Got 2 240 amp hour batteries, and I'll put this into these batteries and keep these maintained as well. But this is a solar panel down there, but that's just a piece of shit. Like it, I don't even know why I've still got it there. I'm a hoarder. I don't throw shit out, even shit stuff, because just in case I ever need a piece of wiring or something off the back of it, I can always use, like, you know, the metal frame and that of it. And what I'll do is I'll just get some of this red tape. Now, you've got to have a proper solar regulator. Like, this chemo one's perfect for this. Don't go buying Chinese shit. Buy a decent quality solar regulator, otherwise you'll have nothing but problems. So, you know what I mean? This thing's probably only cost $30 to buy. And the other one over there lasted years, never had one problem, but now I've got the ends turned up. The only reason I'm doing this with the taping it up like this is because what happens is if I'm going to move it around sometime, it want to come undone. And I don't want to be pulling it out. Bloody tape got me. Right, so that's it. Now, this is a very important part that I'll tell everyone right now. Don't ever go hooking this up to your battery without putting an inline fuse in it. It's a big no-no. I think the fuse here is a 15 amp. Probably, like a, you know, a 5 amp fuse probably would have been plenty for this. I put a 15 amp in it. Now, the reason why you want to always have a fuse, if this ever shortens out in the battery or something, and it comes back into it, or blow it, and you won't, you know, you won't have a risk of fire or anything. And what I'll do is I'll give you a demonstration right now. I'm going to hook this straight up on this battery. So this is very important too. If you ever put batteries in parallel, don't ever shorten the battery out by putting the negative on the positive, unless you're trying to make, you know, 24 volt batteries. But still, be very careful even when you stuff around like that. So what we'll do is we'll put the positive on here, and I've got the negative wire. And we'll put the negative on. Now, what I'll do is I'll make sure it catches when it turns on. So what I'll do is I'll sit there again. Give it a look. Right here. And you'll see this solar controller will light up in a minute orange as soon as I go to hook this on to the negative. Alright, orange means it's charging, and once this solar regulator charges the battery up to full, always just tighten the terminals down. These have been sitting a few weeks now without no charge going in them. Always tighten. And hopefully I've covered everything. That's just what the Whirlybird looks like. It's nothing special, and I've got the wire inside of it. And I do have, don't worry, I do have the piece of metal that I cut out of that shipping container too. I still have it, so if someone wants to ever put the piece back in there, you can weld it back in there, no problems. And most people probably don't know that these shipping container roofs, they're just like a single piece of steel, like there. I don't know how thick that'd be. Probably about 3 mil, I reckon. I could probably show you that, the piece I cut out of it. Got the piece handy. And yeah, make sure you keep the maintenance on the roof, because once that roof starts leaking, if you get rust in here and she starts getting into it, you're gonna have a real problem. If you have any questions or anything, like, you know, about the solar, how to charge your batteries in there, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I can do it, you know, if you want me to do something, or you want me to show you something about that solar stuff, just leave a comment in the video and I'll come back and I'll film it, just especially for you, and then I'll upload it for you if you want to have any questions. Because here, over the time, like, you know, I've had batteries, like, you know, stored cars, and I've always had, you know, you leave a battery for a car for 6 months or something, even if it's disconnected and you don't charge it, you know, the bloody thing's flat, and then the time you charge it a couple of times, the battery's ruined, or it's already ruined, it won't hold charge. And then you buy another battery. So it's just a simple, like, small investment for the solar. of it, and the solar regulator. I think a panel, you can get a panel on that. You probably get that set up for $200, and you can just jump from one car to the next. You can charge them, like, put on one car for a couple of weeks, and you can put on another car for a couple of weeks if you wanted to. You could even run another extension cord from, just have one small solar panel for each car, and you could have that on there constantly all the time. But I've always just jumped from one to another because you don't need it on there. I don't leave it on there. Like, I'll leave on there batteries up there for 2 or 3 weeks. I might even leave it on there for 4 weeks, and I'll come back and I'll put on this car. What I'll do is I'll start this car up and I'll run it, and after I've turned the car off, after I've run it and I've wound it over and used a fair bit of power, I'll bring the solar down and put it straight on the battery, so that way the power will go back in the battery and will sit there and float and it'll be fully charged, so next time when you go to get the car it'll be right. But I always rotate them, every 3 or 4 weeks, like I said. And and that's how I've never bought batteries, which is great, because before, when I have cars at home that's sitting, like just in storage, like just sitting with a car cover on them, out in the weather, they just go flat, and the cost of batteries now are ridiculous for cars. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day. This is a 20-watt solar panel. I've got 2 of these on the roof, and to find the plus and minus on this, you need a multimeter, unless you look at the back of them. Then only got a red, one's got a black trace on it, that's the negative, and the red's just plain red. But yeah, that's a 20-watt solar panel. I just thought I'd throw that in there, and that's it.